Good evening, everybody. Please be seated. Okay, if we're ready to start, obviously, as everyone's aware, this is the extraordinary meeting of the council with just one item on the agenda this evening. We will still have to go through the normal procedures. So I'll begin by asking for item 1 for the apologies. I have received apologies from councillors Mulvenna, Joanne Sharp, Julie Day, Liz McMullen, John O'Shea, Tommy Mulvenna. Are there any further apologies? Oh, yes.
Councillor Hannah Jones.
Yeah. Okay.
Councillor Julie Cruddas is on her way. She's been delayed.
Thanks very much. Yes. Okay, item 2 is declaration of interests. Can I remind members that they have to declare any registrable or non-registrable interests in matters appearing on the agenda and the nature of the interests. They must verbally declare in respect of any of these items to be discussed at this meeting and the nature of such interests. You are also invited to disclose any dispensation from the requirements to declare any registrable or non-registrable interests that have been granted to you in respect of any matters appearing on the agenda. Those members should also complete the cards circulated and return it to the receptacle located at the desk of the Democratic Services Officer before leaving. To make members aware, as this item may have an impact on a number of members, if you are affected, you will need to declare personal non-registrable interest and complete the card in front of you. There is no need to leave the meeting for this purpose, but for the purpose of saving time, members can, if they wish, simply declare it, fill in the card and hand it in the receptacle at the front, or they may wish to personally verbally declare it to the meeting and fill the card in. So if everybody's happy to simply fill the card in if it affects them, we can move on. As I said, we have one single item on the agenda for this evening's meeting, and the motion is signed by Councillors Bones, Johnson, L. Bartoli, Dr. Holly Scargill, Councillor McAlpine, J. Bartoli, McGinty and Lilly. Can I invite Councillor Bones to move the motion, please?
Thank you, Chair. Can I start by saying how disappointing the timing of this meeting is? One of the key asks in this motion is that Council write to an additional 20,000 pensioners across North Tyneside with advice on how to check if they're eligible for pension credit and therefore under the new regime eligible for winter fuel allowance. The reason we asked for this meeting to be an extraordinary one was to allow sufficient time for that letter to be sent out. But given the timing of tonight's meeting, just before ordinary council, we are now already in qualifying week, which is what the DWP uses to assess whether pensioners are eligible for the winter fuel allowance. So even if we do tonight decide to write to them, the decision to delay this meeting will have already meant that hundreds, if not thousands of pensioners across this borough will miss out, and that is shameful. The recent decision by the Labour government to limit winter fuel payments to only those in means-tested benefits threatens to leave up to 2 million older people, including 35,000 in North Tyneside, without crucial winter support. For many, this payment is not a luxury, it's a necessity, and to stay warm during our harsh winters. The government's approach ignores those just above the pension credit threshold who face significant financial challenges. Many eligible pensioners don't even claim pension credit due to stigma or complexity, leaving them without support. This is deeply unfair, particularly in a cold place like North Tyneside, where heating is essential for survival. It is incumbent on all of us as councillors to put our residents first. Members on this side of the chamber have always done that, putting residents above party politics and not being afraid to criticise your own government when they're making a mistake. That is vital for when standing up for people who've all put us here. This motion urges the Mayor to call on the Chancellor to reconsider this callous decision, ensure access to winter fuel payments for our residents, It also asks the Mayor to set up a local pension appeal poverty scheme to help those that are most in need. Once again, asking what we as a council can do rather than just complain to government. I hope that every single member will put aside their party allegiances and vote to support the 35,000 pensioners across North Tyneside who may well freeze this winter as a result of this decision. Thank you, Chair.
Councillor Bones, can I apologise as well for the sound quality during your speech there? It wasn't very good. Councillor Johnson, I believe you're seconding the motion.
Yes, I'm second. Thank you, Chair. Pensioners across North Tyneside are understandably angry at the sudden announcement that the winter fuel payments will not be paid in a few weeks' time, as they expected. Of course, some can manage, but thousands in our borough can't. This is not the way to fix the nation's budget, yet there seems to be a determination by this new Labour government to try and balance the books on the backs of our pensioners. It is now clear that there should have been a robust needs assessment for making this kind of draconian change. £300 for an older person on a very tight budget is a huge chunk of their annual income. Taking away the winter fuel payments with no warning or time to prepare just a few weeks before the money was expected is a classic example of the wrong-headed thinking about our older people. It represents a 3.3% in reduction in government benefit to the over 80s on the basic state pension. Last week at my surgery, I had a visit from an elderly neighbour who lives in a small house on the edge of Preston Grange. The house was built in the early 60s. The property has a flat roof and is poorly insulated with only single pane glazing. These homes were not built with the same concerns as modern day homes when it comes to energy use. Being paid £3.10 over the £218 means she will not be eligible for means tested benefits, including this winter fuel payment. She was upfronted with me. She voted for Labour at the last general election, but she now feels targeted by Rachel Reeves, who she pointed out claimed that I vote from £3,700 at the expense of the taxpayer to heat her second home in Leeds. She is anxious about the winter months ahead and wants us as her elected members to make her voice and those that others like her heard. As we all know, charities up and down the country have warned that this cut could lead to elderly people like my neighbour risking their health this winter. Dr. Carol Easton, Chief Executive of the Centre for Ageing Better, said, "It is extremely disappointing that Labour have ignored the voices of many and stuck to their plans to remove the right to winter fuel payments from many low-income pensioners who just fall outside the eligibility for pension credit. I'm appealing to all members of council tonight to carefully reflect and support this motion. Tonight we can send a clear message out to the elderly residents of North Tyneside that whilst Keir Starmer enjoys his £107,000 worth of freebies, more than any other politician in the UK, including Coldplay tickets, designer clothes and Arsenal VIP boxes, we, the locally elected representatives, have their backs, and that no one should have to choose between eating or keeping warm this winter. Let's all do the right thing and support this motion." Thank you, Chair.
Councillor Johnson. I'll ask the members to speak.
Apologies, Chair. I should have mentioned in my speech that I have moved an amendment to the printed copy, which is being circulated.
So it's now the printed copy that you wish to be discussed this evening. Can I just ask if all members have had an opportunity to read this printed copy or take it into consideration when they're making decisions? All right, Councillor Johnson, you need to agree to this amendment.
Yes, I agree, Chair.
Thank you very much. And everybody's had the opportunity to read and take on board all the amendments. So all few here. Then everybody's happy with that. We'll continue on. I believe Councillor Johnson, you've indicated.
Thank you, Chair. Before this motion was submitted, there was already work underway to ensure that with both North Tyneside Citizens Advice and HUK North Tyneside, we are maximising the take of pension credit, as well as writing directly to those eligible, but who are not claiming support, we've seen many people take up the offer so far. Since the motion was submitted, the Labour group have committed to the Labour government, have committed to extending the Housing Support Fund. We do not know our total award yet, so we cannot say how much we will receive, therefore make it impossible to say how we'll use this to support those struggling at this present moment. We've already begun to consider what we can do with regards to the PIP and other support that we offer. And we have, of course, an India budget cap of £14 million this year. By the time the next council meeting comes around, we'll understand it for next year's budget. With that in mind, I struggle to see how we can decide on this motion today and best target or support those that need it the most. The last thing any of us want is to pass a motion here and for it to be out of date and the cabinet and officers to carry out a decision contrary to what council has agreed. This is something the opposition have been absolutely clear on in the past. In keeping with the principle of decision making, therefore, as set in Article 13 of the Constitution, with regards to proportionality, the legal and financial implications, with regards to equality and diversity, with special regard to the socio-economic rights legislation. Chair. Therefore, I'd like to move a motion without notice to adjourn this meeting at this present moment, Chair.
Is there a second to that? Second. Anybody? Oh, all right. I'll second
So,
that.
Chair, can we please get some advice from legal on exactly what that was?
Chair, could the officer put the microphone on, please?
Sorry. So what there has been effectively is a motion being moved during the debate. It is a closure motion effectively, and it is to adjourn this meeting off to another date to adjourn this meeting effectively. That effectively means that I'm referring to the rules of procedure now. If it's a motion to adjourn the debate or to adjourn the meeting, which is the case here, and it's seconded, and the chair thinks the item has not been sufficiently discussed, it can't reasonably so discuss this meeting. Chair will put the procedural motion to the vote without giving the mover the original motion right to reply. So effectively, the chair now has to make a decision. Chair,
So
if you want to make a decision.
I'd just like some clarification on the grounds. So Councillor Johnson referred to some issues with the principles of decision making. I just want some clarification from legal on what those issues are, or what the issues are perceived to be, because my understanding was there are legal and financial implications already circulated within this motion. The amendment that I moved would not alter the legal and financial implications. So I just want some clarification on exactly why Councillor Johnson feels that, or from what Councillor Johnson said, from your view on why the principles haven't been met. This has been a circulated standing meeting for more than 2 weeks now.
Well, I can't comment obviously as to how Councillor Johnson has moved this motion. Article 13 obviously lists the various matters that should be taken into consideration in making a decision. Obviously, legal and financial implications are included, as are equalities and some of the other matters that are listed therein. I can test my memory and I can't recite exactly what's in the articles, but that is Article 13. Should be considered when
So is it your legal advice that the motion as circulated does comply with decision making and therefore is perfectly reasonable for that to be taken this evening?
I'm just interrupt here. I understand. I think once Councillor Johnson's moved the motion to adjourn, I want further discussion until made the decision, till I've made the decision as to what we actually do with this. So I haven't had a chance to have a discussion with the legal officer yet as to how we should proceed with this, because I've never dealt with that like this before. So I would like the opportunity to take some legal advice on this also. Now, given the complexity of it and the importance of it, I know it's important to every member in the chamber. We've all got residents who have concerns. So I'd like to take some proper legal advice rather than sitting here and adjourn the meeting now for about 15 minutes or so, just to have a look at that for when I make a decision as to whether or not it's legal, the decision I can't take.
And I think that's completely understandable, Chair, but all the Conservative group would request is that once you've had that conversation with legal, the full council is able to ask legal questions on that. Because it's a very important matter. We've all been summoned here for an extraordinary meeting on an issue. Now, I appreciate you're going to take council, but it's only right that full council can take advice on that.
Right, yes. Well, when I come back, I'll also give some information on that as well, to make sure there's enough discussions. So if we adjourn the meeting for 15 minutes now, we'll come back just after 6:30. Thank you. Hey, everyone, thanks very much. Please be seated. Apologies for the delay. It's coming back. So, but it has been a difficult decision, a big decision. I have made my decision with an open mind based on the rules and procedures, in particular paragraph 27 of the rules and procedure. I've had to think, I have to think that this item has not been sufficiently discussed and cannot be reasonably discussed at this meeting. I'm therefore having to consider what I've heard tonight and the fact that there is more relevant financial information to be made known to inform full councils on the debate on this very important matter. I am satisfied that it is appropriate to adjourn this meeting to the next council meeting in November, or if practical, to be an extraordinary council meeting on a suitable date before that. The Article 13 principles on decision making have been taken into account when I have made this decision, but it is not only on that I have made the decision. I'm therefore moving that the motion of adjournment be moved now.
Chair, on the basis of this shameful decision, I would like to propose a request. Sorry, I'd like to request a secret ballot on this vote.
Councillor Bones, I'm very sorry, as you're fully aware, the decision of the chair has to be taken as final. It's a difficult decision.
I'm entitled to request a secret ballot on this vote, given it's a shameful decision, and this decision will lead to thousands of pensioners going without their winter fuel allowance this winter.
I move the motion without notice. It's very clear the principle of the motion without notice. After you've agreed to go to the ballot, as you just explained your reason, we go straight to the ballot, Chair.
Yes. Okay, Councillor Johnson, I agree with that. Can we therefore go straight to the ballot?
Yeah, I've made a valid request for a secret ballot.
Dealing with this item.
So,
Chair, I think that request was valid for Councillor Bones. It was a request for a secret ballot.
We're dealing with the influence. Well,
on any vote which council votes on, a member can request a secret ballot. I have requested a secret ballot before the point at which we went to a vote. Can I have advice from legal on that, please?
Can we just have a minute to take this into account? See, we just want to make sure everything's legal.
Chair, regardless, I'll be moving for a name vote. A name vote supersedes secret ballot. Therefore, Chair, can I propose we have a name vote?
If full council are of the view that it should be a named vote, then that overrides the request for ballot.
But I have made a noted request for a secret ballot.
So if council votes, if you like, as to whether or not it's a named ballot or a secret ballot.
Propose we have a secret ballot, Chair. Name vote, Chair.
Is that seconded?
Was in favour.
Those in favour? So can we close that ballot, please, and then reopen another one?
As I haven't been in the meeting, I don't think I should be actually allowed to vote, should I? Because I haven't listened to the arguments. Has this been the? Hang on, has this been the arguments? Has this been the discussions? Full stop. Oh, well, in that case,
Pretty much, I believe, yes. Okay, and that vote is passed 47-4 and 9 against. So that motion is adjourned. Therefore, this extraordinary meeting is closed and the next meeting is in 9 minutes' time. Thank you very much, everyone.